What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today, I want to get real with you and talk about something every collector goes through at some point, and that's losing focus. When I started back in 2020, it was all about Mustangs, but somewhere along the way, I went down a few rabbit holes, and a lot of you know which ones I'm talking about, whether it was monster truck, NASCAR, trucks, like everything. I mean, every rabbit hole you could think of, we went down. Bought too many random cars and completely lost sight of what made collecting fun for me in the first place. So let's talk about how that happened and what I learned from it. So of course, like many, when I first started, it was all about Mustangs. That was the goal, to track down every casting, every variation, and build the biggest and largest Mustang collection possible. And for a while, that focus kept me on track. Every hunt, every trade, every display was Mustang focused. But then things started to change, and I don't know when, but it's probably around this time frame. You know, I remember walking into stores and seeing pegs full of brand new releases, and suddenly it wasn't about Mustangs anymore. As a car guy and a gearhead, anything with awesome paint job and some nice wheels was definitely coming home, and I started grabbing anything that just looked cool. JDM cars, fantasy castings like the Bone Shaker and Roger Dodger, just two honorable mentions. I mean, you name it, it was coming with me. And if it was new, I bought it. Before I knew it, guys, I had piles of cars, totes full of cars that just did not fit in my collection. And I wasn't even sure why I had bought them. The problem was I got caught into the hype, what was coming out, what was new, what I didn't have, color variations. I mean, it just started the rabbit hole. I was picking up castings that I didn't really care about, but mainly because it was either sent to me in a package and I wanted another recolor, or it was a wheel variation. And meanwhile, my Mustang collection was not growing at all. I had completely lost focus. It wasn't until one day I was reorganizing my collection, reading comments through some of my episodes, especially the NASCAR heavy ones back in 2022, 23 timeframe, and I realized how far off track I had gone. I started going to vintage stores, thrift stores, antique malls, looking just for NASCAR stuff, and it was really losing focus. I even overlooked a lot of really cool Mustangs when I took a trip down into Florida. I mean, there was probably 4 or 5 Mustangs that I could have brought home, and I didn't want to pay the $12 for them, but then I turned around and went to Target and bought $12 worth of cars that did not belong in my collection. And I had boxes of random cars I don't remember buying. Meanwhile, I was still missing a lot of key Mustang casts. That, and then tuning into Chris's channel over at Refocusing Collecting, it wasn't until then I realized that I've completely lost focus on what I really loved, what my channel was about. I mean, Mustang Hunter DIECAST. My channel was built off of finding Mustangs, being a Mustang enthusiast, and tracking down as many as I can and building the largest collection. That was my goal. Have the largest Mustang collection. No matter where I went, I wanted to have them all. Every release, every variation. There's thousands of different types of releases from multiple brands, multiple decades, and when they were released, and exclusives. I mean, that's a task in itself. But that was my wake-up call. Seeing Chris's collection of Fast and the Furious cars, I mean, it stuck to his channel name, Refocusing Collecting. It was what you expect to see on a channel like that. And when you click on Mustang Hunter DIECAST, you expect to find content about Mustangs and what's out there and what to find and what to look forward to. But I lost a lot of focus, and a lot of my display was no longer Mustangs. It was trucks, exotics, supercars, NASCAR, monster trucks. And I had to refocus and get back to what I loved collecting in the first place, which of course is the Mustang. Since that wake-up call, I've made some changes. You guys have seen I've been trading for a lot of Mustangs, focusing on new Mustang releases, trying to find ones I've been missing in my collection. And I stopped buying cars just because they were new or hype. I'll still showcase them in my peg hunts, but I'll only bring home a limited amount. But at this point, I'm already cutting all that off. When it comes to new premiums, I'm no longer looking at them. I've left a lot on pegs. I mean, I'm just leaving those behind and really focusing on the casts that really deserve to be in my collection. And let me tell you, it's made collecting fun again. Now every car I add to my collection feels like it belongs in my collection. Before then, I was looking in totes wondering like, when did I buy this? I don't remember that one. Like, why did I buy this car? Oh, it's because I had 2 colors of it. Did I need those? No. But when I trade for Mustangs that I really want in my collection, it really does feel like they belong. Like I feel complete after doing those trades. So if you're just starting out, or even if you've been collecting for a while, we all go through it. My advice is simple: stay focused. It's easy to get distracted, especially with how many awesome castings come out, especially from Hot Wheels, but other brands as well. But remember why you started collecting in the first place. If you're an overall car guy and you just love everything that comes out from Hot Wheels, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you started out with the sole mission of collecting a particular car or a model, I really do suggest sticking to it. It does take a lot of stress away when you're not focused on what's coming out, what's new, what you missed. Because if it doesn't have that car you're looking for, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't, and it helps out a lot. So find your focus, stick to it, whether it's Mustangs, JDM, muscle cars, or anything else. That's how you build a collection that really means something to you. And of course, the viewers who are watching your channel can relate or understand what they're going to be watching, because that is what they read, like my channel, Mustang Hunter Diecast. You should expect to see Mustangs on my channel. So really, at the end of it, guys, we finally have the collection how I want it. This is all 100% Mustangs on display. No longer going to have NASCAR or random stuff. And I'm also not going to be buying anything else outside of the Mustang in stores. I'm only going to trade for Mustangs. I'm only going to be hunting for them, because this channel needs to be the one-stop shop as your expert Mustang enthusiast, to let you guys know what's coming out, what I find, what variations are out there. Because hopefully there's other Mustang enthusiasts that enjoy that type of content. And of course, like I always say, just have fun collecting. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but I just wanted to share that with you guys to see who else is in that same boat. If you've experienced that same thing of falling in multiple rabbit holes and you're losing focus in collecting and it's getting out of hand, let me know down in the comments. I'm curious on how you got out of it, or if you're still stuck in it. With that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up. And of course, stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more Mustang focused content. Until next time, guys, this is the Mustang Hunter. Peace.